Respected HOD, B Vice Chairman, Faculty Advisor, IGS SVC Student Chapter, Dr. O. Ishwar Reddy Garu, Mr. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu, Senior Engineer, McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited, Gorgon, India, Mr. M. Tarun Kumar Garu, Assistant Professor, Coordinator, IGS SVC Student Chapter, faculty members of Civil Engineering Department, SVC, and all the participants. Good afternoon, all. I am Lakshmi Prashant Reddy, Vice President of IJS Sri Vidyaniketan Engineering College Student Chapter. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all here for Day 2 fourth technical session of a two-day national level online workshop on technological advancements in geotechnical engineering practice with geosynthetics, organized by Department of Civil Engineering, Sri Vidyaniketan Engineering College under IJS SVC Student Chapter. The world is full of diamonds and gems. We are having one among them here today to build this event. Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu, Senior Engineer, McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited, Kurgan, India. I request Ms. Pavani to read the profile of Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu. Over to you, Pavani.
Good evening, Narendra.
Good evening, sir.
Respected Chairperson, guest of honor, faculty members, and all my dear friends. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you all for finding time and visiting today's webinar. I am R. Lakshmi, organizer of membership committee in IGS SVEC student chapter. I am really privileged and immensely honored today for getting this opportunity to read the bio of Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu is currently working as a senior engineer at McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited, India, an Italian-based multinational company having projects and branches in different parts of the world. He has obtained his bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Sri Vidyaniketan Engineering College, Tirupati, and immediately after obtaining his degree, he joined with McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited, Gurgaon, Haryana in 2015 through the campus selection. Presently, he is working as a business unit member for the development of geotechnical and highway engineering field-related projects in southern part of India. Some of the major areas where he is currently working are problems of instability of hill slopes caused by major and minor landslides, and also projects related to the use of geosynthetics in different layers of road payments. Besides above, he is also working on road projects requiring preventive and remedial measures to enhance the life of the pavement structure. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir. I would like to express my gratitude to welcome our presenter, Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Garu, to present his valuable information for us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. And good afternoon, good evening, one and all. And it's a great honor for me to again take an online session after this lockdown and to get back to somewhat and it's a great honor to get an invite from our beloved HOD sir, Mr. Ishwar Reddy Garu, and we have taken so many guidances while studying in college in Vidyaniketan Engineering College while we are graduating and pursuing our BTech degree. And now it's a great honor to present some more valuable things which we have learned during our working experience in this company to you all. Yes, and taking an opportunity to share some of our knowledge which we have learned during our experience. I would like to give a concept of these reinforced soil walls and slope fascia systems, especially with the advanced technology which is ongoing in India with some Gabion fascia and their special advantages when compared to the conventional systems. Yeah. Covering all the chapters, and under this topic, I would like to have a coverage of the typical problems and what are the solutions which we can provide regarding the same, and whatever may be the design guidelines regarding the reinforced soil slopes as well as soil walls, and along with the Gabion gravity walls, and which is the advanced gravity retaining wall, which is taking a major part of the projects in India, and various case histories covering so many this type of flexible retaining walls. Yeah. Coming to the typical problems where we will observe this type of failures and how we can address this type of problems with suitable solutions is whatever may be the infrastructure, we will be observing this type of sudden failures at the sites, whether railways or highways, this type of deep-seated failures, as well as any this type of surface erosion control. And natural slopes or steep slopes or any highway embankment or railway embankment which has been taken care while construction also, we will be observing this type of failures. And the major cause will be due to the improper drainage of the in-situ soil as well as the natural cut slopes, or else due to the improper drainage facility which has not taken care while construction of this type of highway embankments. Also, in some places, there will be some ROW issues, that is right of widening issue, where immediate construction might have done due to the emergency projects, and proper steps might have not taken care while in construction of this type of infrastructures. And how to this address problems, we can discuss in the lateral slides which we will be covering. Yeah. Before discussing about the problems and the related solutions, how effectively we have developed due to in so many projects, that I can cover in so many case histories in the lateral slides. Before going to that, I would like to give a concept about the reinforced soil system. This might be every engineer of civil engineer as well as geotechnical engineer might be aware that soil or any granular material will be weak in tension, and to reinforce the same, we will include this type of synthetic material, whether it is of geosynthetic material or any metallic reinforcement. This we will term as a reinforcement, and the entire concept of this only developed so many projects in all over the world, and which is taking so much advanced solutions are developing day to day. And I would like to give a brief of this same, and how various types of the geotechnical solutions can be addressed with these types of the reinforcement soil slope systems as well as soil wall systems. Before going to depth of the main agenda as well as the main systems of the units which I would like to discuss with you, I would like to have a brief about the types of walls based on the various fascia systems. Earlier, our colleague has already in detail provided you the details of the concrete fascia panel system, where this discrete panel system might have covered. And this is the wraparound fascia system, in which the reinforcement material itself will act as the fascia as well as reinforcement material for the reinforced soil walls as well as slopes. And here comes the segmental block system, which is designed based on some regular spacing of the reinforcement, along with some suitable fascia system which will be applicable for the project site condition. Either it may be the one which I am going to explain about the Gabion fascia, or it may be this concrete type of fascia. And coming to the reinforced soil slopes, wherever this type of landslide failures as well as the hill cut slopes which we might be observing, where there is ample space to stabilize the same, we can go with the shallow slopes. That is nothing but the reinforced soil slope with the gentle slope material. And wherever we have the space restrict is there, space restraint problems are there in the site locations, we can give somewhat reinforced soil slope with steep slopes, which may be greater than 45 degrees also. With some confinement system, we can provide them advanced geotechnical solutions along with the reinforcement, which can stabilize that failed slope. Before going to the types of fascias as well as types of the reinforced soil walls as well as soil slope systems, I would like to give a brief about how we can arrive at the design of the structure. After visiting the site, as an engineer, we will face the, first of all, any person or as any client who is facing the problem at the site, he will first of all request us to visit the site. After visiting the site, we should analyze the size of the structure, which can be feasible at the site. That is nothing but initial size of the structure, whether as per the designs it will be feasible or not. And then we can quickly model the same in any reputed software as well as universal software, with some external stability checks need to be checked. And there comes the selection of type of reinforcement. if we have gone through this reinforced soil slope system only is the only geotechnical solution which we can provide at the site's condition, we should first of all check the type of reinforcement which will be suitable for that environment. And based on that, we should check the internal stability of each and every reinforcement which we will be giving as an input for the design. And coming to that, 3 types of design methods will be there, which can be covered in any type of the codal provision. And in that only, we should check the tensile forces of the reinforcement, which are required for each layer of the reinforced soil systems. And we should check the internal stability. Under internal stability, based on the various design methods, there will be various design checks for the reinforcement. That is, in one method, rupture and adherence of the reinforcement should be checked. In another method, we should check the adherence capacity of the reinforcement with the reinforced soil fill. And then wet stability check, as well as the serviceability that comes under the settlement criteria, we should check and confirm the design. And coming to the minimum, this type of geometries which we can judge at the site, we should check, and the thumb rule should be there for the site after visiting the site, and what type of structure can be feasible for retaining the slopes there. For example, if we have this only 3 meter minimum, we should give a design for 15-meter height. Say the height of the wall will be required at a height will be 15 meter. Then the walls with normal retaining function should have minimum reinforcement at the base will be 0.7 meter times of the total height of the wall, or that much space is not available at the site. At least 3 meter minimum we should start with the geometry. And based on the various types of the abutments, as well as trapezoidal walls and abutments, as well as stepped walls and abutments, various types of reinforcements, as well as in the geometry, will be cross-checked as a thumb rule, and then we can step into the design part. For walls less than 1.5 meter, generally this type of normal retaining wall should be can be constructed as well as can be designed. And I think these type of trapezoidal walls and various types of walls have been covered by our colleague Mr. Harshit in the earlier session. Yeah. Coming to the stability checks, this might have covered by our colleague, but I would like to detail you again. Whatever maybe the external stability checks for a wall will be, after modeling and after cross-checking at the suitable for the site condition, we should check as per the foundation soil availability whether that wall is safe under the bearing or not, as well as tilting failure, as well as entire block of the soil wall is whether it is safe in the sliding or not, that we need to check. And as an overturning stability, as an overall stability, whether it is safe or not, that need to be checked. And coming to the same, based on the different application, different codes, whatever it may be, we will be choosing so many Indian standard codes as well as suitable for the suitable type of flexible system. We will be using under McAfee for BS 8006 part 1, and it will talks about the so many loads and additional factors which we need to be considered in under the static analysis, and thereby under static condition for each and every stability check, the factor of safety will be 1, because in addition to the loads, there will be some partial factors which will be we will be taken in addition to the additional loads. And in terms of the seismic analysis, as per the Indian standard code only, we will just check the external stability analysis, as well as coming to the internal stability, that is nothing but how much strength of the geogrid for the entire soil wall as well as soil slope should be required, that we will target a factor of safety of 1.1, 1.1.25. And this will be varying as per the various codal provisions, and the perfect design will be that which is safe under considering all the types of the design codal provisions. Yeah. Coming to the various types of reinforced soil walls, based on the fascia as well as the reinforcement, as well as the obviously reinforced soil fill as well as backfill will be the same as per the highway guidelines. Based on the fascia, there will be some types of concrete fascia panels will be there, or else where the drainage facility is not good, and we should choose a good fascia system which is good in terms of the fascia as well as drainage facility. This type of Cabian fascia material can also be used. And coming to the classification of the reinforced soil walls as per the reinforcement material which we will be choosing based on the requirement for the project. It is it has been classified into two types. One is of geosynthetic materials can be used, as well as metallic strips will be used. Geosynthetic materials are mostly useful for so many projects in under the reinforced soil walls, as the elongation as well as the adjustable strain value will be more when compared to the metallic strips. And under the geosynthetics, we can use two types of the geosynthetic materials. One is only the geostrips, that is polymeric strips, which can be usually used behind the concrete fascia panel systems, which our colleague Mr. Harshit has earlier explained in detail about this type of strips. And geogrids can be used behind this type of the gabion fascia retaining walls as a primary reinforcement for the reinforced soil wall. And under the metallic strips, high adherence galvanized steel can be used, and this type of anchor systems can be used, which in the earlier slide I have covered under the anchored earth systems. And this type of gabion fascia with the tail system can also be used as a primary reinforcement. And but when compared to the geosynthetic strips, as these metallic strips will be not vulnerable to this type of extensible reinforcement, as these all systems will come under, these metallic strips will come under inextensible reinforcement, and when compared to the loading due to the soil, their extension will be somewhat very less when compared to this type of the flexible geosynthetics. These will be mostly preferable for the fascia system only. And these are various types of the fascia systems, as well as some pictures of some of the projects. And this is some of the stone fascia system, which in the earlier session our colleague has just given a 1 to 2 slides, and I will be detailedly covering regarding the stone fascia system of reinforced soil wall. And this is the greenery fascia system, where the reinforced soil slope can be stabilized with the help of this greenery as well as reinforcement in the reinforced soil fill. And this concrete fascia panel already it has been covered by our colleague in the earlier session. And this is a Gabion gravity retaining system. This is nothing but a replaceable for so many concrete as well as this type of RCC retaining walls all over the India. And this is some of type of flexible and drainage free solution system for so many types of slope stabilization and toe walls for so many infrastructures. Coming to the fascia systems in detail, description of the fascia systems. First one is the stone fascia system, which we have explained. That is nothing but we can Gabion fascia. Term is a advanced technology for fascia systems, which has been manufactured by hexagonal double twisted mesh. This is nothing but a normal, not a simple type of steel wire mesh. It might be coated with the galvanized as well as advanced coatings of polymers, which will take care of the fascia from any external environment. And this fascia system will be filled with this type of rocks as well as the boulders. And this fascia system has an additional tail, which will give an additional frictional connection to the geogrids, which are used as a main reinforcement for soil wall system. Coming to the slope fascia system, as I have earlier explained in the earlier slide, that based on the space availability of the structure, based on the various site, we can this type of the green fascia system. We can term it as green fascia system because the soil exposure to the environment is not good, and on the fascia system we can use some type of the bioengineering measure coir mat, which will support the growth of the vegetation on the slope. And the slope fascia system consists of the weld meshes or else some type of this additional galvanized plus PVC type of the advanced polymer type of coating material. And in the tail part, that is nothing but the primary reinforcement part, which I have earlier explained as per the Gabion fascia unit. Here also some type of the advanced coating material will be used as the reinforcement material, which can come as the secondary reinforcement. As a primary reinforcement below this system only, the geogrids can be installed along with this primary unit, secondary reinforcement unit, so that this type of high structures of reinforced soil wall structures can be constructed. And this has been explained in earlier. Coming to the combination of the Gabion fascia as well as the green fascia, Wherever at the toe, some locations we will be facing the space restrictions for the construction. And there up to a height of say 5 to 6 meter, if we need to give vertical fascia, when we can give this combination of Gabion fascia as well as the green fascia system. And the primary reinforcement, which I have been explaining in the earlier slides, that is nothing but this geogrid, which is colored in black color in this slide. This is nothing but a geogrid is a reinforcing element which can be interact with the soil, and it reinforces the soil layer by layer as per the design. Coming to the various components of the reinforced soil structure fill as well as reinforced soils as per the MOTS specifications. The gradation of the structural fill, which we need to use behind these type of reinforced soil fills in the fascia, behind the fascia system, that should govern as type of percentage passing, as well as the plasticity index should be less than or as 6, and angle of internal friction should be greater than 30 degrees. If these type of properties are not available as per some particular site conditions, we can cross check whatever is available. At least that should be somewhat drainage free material, and that should be adjusting to the design considerations also. And the stone collection for the Gabion fascia should be 1.5 to 2.5 times of the mesh opening size. The mesh is nothing but this is the opening size, which is clearly given in this image. This type of mesh openings will be there, from which this stone should not easily come out. So that for the fascia also design will be there, that stones which will be filling in this should be 1.5 to 2.5 times of this opening size, so that stones can all be easily come out of this fascia system. Yeah. Coming to the drainage system, how the earlier slides I have discussed as well as given the details about the fascia system as well as the reinforcer system. Coming to the drainage system, how effectively a reinforced soil wall as well as the soil slope as well as any reinforced soil system will be functioning is, there should be a proper drainage system should be there behind the reinforced soil wall. This is the general practice from our old technology as well as so many history, so many years, that a 600 mm thickness of gravel material with any filtration as well as separation membrane should be used properly behind the reinforced soil walls to properly drain out the water. Now the technology has been advanced, and what comes is a thin material instead of this 600 mm, 0.4 to 0.5 times of 0.5 mm thickness of this drainage composite material, which is an advanced geosynthetic material, has been developed. And what it actually functions is, it will collect properly the water, and it prevents the reinforced soil fill behind this drainage composite, and it will properly drain out. When compared to this type of granular material, in this granular material, as per the site conditions, so many filtration as well as drainage issues will be there with a prolonged period, that there may be choking of the reinforced soil fill as well as the clogging of the material will be there in the granular material when compared to the drainage composite. Detailed picture of the drainage composite is next slide. This is the drainage composite material. I think this also might have covered by our colleague in the earlier in his earlier session, but I can detailedly give you the details of the same. This both sides, it will consist of the geotextile material, that is nothing but a non-woven type or woven type, which will take care of the filtration and support of the function of reinforced soil system, and it will prevent the soil material behind this and only allow the water. This is the core material. On applying vertical fascia, behind the vertical fascia, it will collect the water properly from top to down, and at the bottom it will be connected to the PVC pipe. And reference codels under which this drainage composite as well as this type of comparison between the granular material as well as this drainage composite can be done is as per MOTS sections, as well as so many IRC SP 59 and so many Indian Road Congress material codes are also there. These are the guidelines under which this type of various types of fascia systems as well as reinforced soil systems have been covered. And coming to the especially the Gabion fascia systems which I have been talking about, the specification should be as per this IS 16014 2018 code. all over India or wherever we will be designing with the Gabion fascia system, those specifications should be prevalent as per this code. And the steelware and wire products should be properly judged before getting an approved in any project. And coming to the design part, IRC SP 102 also gives a total guidelines for the design and construction of reinforced soil walls, and it will talk only about the reinforced soil walls. And BS 8006 is a general practice for both types of reinforced soil walls as well as slopes. And this is FSWA guideline under which the MSE walls, that is mechanically stabilized earth walls as well as slopes, will be designed and constructed. 3 types of codes can be cross-checked parallelly for the full-fledged design of any reinforced soil wall as well as the slope. Till now, any queries, sir? From anyone regarding the Gabion fascia systems as well as? Yes, sir.
We will address questions at the end of the session.
Okay. It's okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Completing with the part of the reinforced soil wall systems, what comes before for the lesser heights of the retaining wall systems? For example, more than 6 to 8 meter only, we will be preferably going with the reinforced soil wall systems as well as soil slope systems, where the cost of the project will also go on high. For example, of less than 6 meter to 8 meter protection, we can generally we will go with the RCC retaining walls as well as so many concrete type of the retaining systems in so many projects. When compared to that, Gabion fascia system walls are also similar type of mass gravity retaining walls, which have been developing day to day, and these are the advanced systems which are projecting in so many supporting so many infrastructures in India. And coming to the Gabion gravity walls, what it actually consists is, whichever I have explained in the earlier session about the Gabion fascia system itself. This is the bulk Gabion wall, which can be constructed by joining this type of Gabion boxes with the support of the monolithic system, and it will be having the fascia system with a tensile strength of 350 to 550 Newton per mm square of the meter wire of the wire, and the elongation will not be less than the 10%, and the coating should be prevalable to the as per the site condition, as per the alkalinity as well as the based on the various type of the site conditions to which this Gabion where this Gabion retaining wall should be constructed. And already explained about the boulders which should be filled in the Gabion fascia should be not be more than 1.5 to 2.5 times, and the filter media should be there instead of the bulk 600 mm this gravel layer. A geotextile should be placed in order to separate the reinforced fill as well as the Gabion fascia. And actually I have covered about the reinforced fill property that should not be less than the 30 degrees, as well as per the availability conditions at the site, that can be cross-checked with the design whether it will be okay or not for the construction at the site with the reinforced fill. Coming in detail of the design guidelines for the Gabion wall. Gabion walls are designed normally as compared to the reinforced soil walls, that is mass gravity walls only, and the limit state principles are only used for this design. There is nothing but normal static and seismic condition under which this normal external and internal stability, how we can check for the reinforced soil walls only. This will be applicable for Gabion gravity walls. But when compared to the normal gravity walls as well as the RCC walls or any retaining walls, these Gabion walls should be constructed as well as designed based on so many configurations which will be feasible for the site. For example, some locations stepped outside Gabion should be there, which should support this type of backfill. Some locations inside protection should be there with some batu in order to prevent any further sliding which need to be happened by constructing a toe wall with stepping inside. Some locations only simple type of standing Gabion with a normal offset on both sides can be supported for any types of the gentle as well as the normal slidings which we will be observing at the site. Unlike the reinforced soil walls, here also drainage bay is not required. The type of 600 mm of a granular material behind the wall, it's not required, because Gabion fascia as well as Gabion wall itself is the porous structure and it is free of the drainage. it will allow the water and drain out freely. Water can be drain out from this whatever the water which will be collected from the backfill as well as the reinforced soil fill. It can be drain out freely. But what happens is only a geotextile material will be placed in order to rest of the soil to choke as well as any in order to not prevent in order to prevent the problem by that soil in the gabion fascia, and the filter material will be placed. That is nothing but a geotextile which I have covered in the earlier slides. That is which will prevent the soil to enter into the gabion fascia and only allows the water. Coming under the design guidelines, these all stability checks need to be taken care as well as checked properly before getting into the design, before executing at the site, and design should be full-fledged checked at each and every level. And first of all, overall stability of the structure need to be checked by excluding the gabion itself, whether that slope, in situ slope, whether it is in the wedge of failure or not, we need to check. And after that, after placing the gabion, whether there is any difference in the global stability as well as overall failure need to be checked. And the foundation bearing capacity also need to be checked for that wall under that circumstances after taking the foundation soil properties, whether that foundation soil as well as that in situ soil is capable of taking this gabion wall or gabion load or not. And the sliding check need to be checked similar to the reinforced soil wall also. And overturning check should be checked whether at the toe, from the toe, any tilting of the wall will be happen. And each and every layer need to be checked whether due to the somewhat disturbances as well as any unstabilizing moments are disturbing the layers of the gabion wall at the top. Coming to the design guidelines and covering under the both static and seismic case for each and every check for the gabion wall. Under the global stability, that is nothing but overall failure, which I have shown in this slide. Under static case, we should target a factor of safety of 1.3 for walls and 1.5 for support abutments and building supporting walls, and 1.1 in seismic case for the global stability. Coming the sliding failure of the entire wall, 1.5 static case and 1.25 for the seismic case we can target. Under the bearing capacity, 2 to 2.5 for the preferably for the bridge abutment walls, as the so much over surcharge loading will be there. And for another important structures, we should majorly target a 2.5 bearing capacity. And in seismic case, 1.5 will be sufficient for normal retaining walls. And for this type of important structures, 1.875 is required. Under the internal stability, each and every layer need to be checked whether it is sliding due to the undisturbing moments in the backfilling material, and that will be a target of 1.7 in static case and 1.125 in seismic case. And already I have highlighted in this title itself, so many advantages will be there when compared to the normal retaining walls. That is nothing but a gabion structure is the monolithic in nature. That is connecting to the various gabion boxes. It will be a normal gabion wall of a mass gabion wall, and unlike the concrete retaining walls, it is not of a rigid structure and it is flexible in nature, and it can adjust to the deformations which will be observing at the site. And if any problem as well as any miscommunication as well as whatever may be the design during design, whatever it might have misinterpreted, and due to that any damages occurred also, it can be easily replaceable, and again it can be adjusted as per the site conditions. That's why it is flexible in nature. And these are some installed conditions at the site. And already I have explained about the permeable nature of that gabion structure. Whatever may be the water percolating through the backfilling material, through the support of any this type of geotextile, water only can percolate out through this gabion retaining system. And it is simple and economic in nature, easy to install, and no much skilled labor practice is required, and the construction can be completed in very speed manner. I mean, for example, of a 5 to 6 meter wall of around 100 to 200 meter stretch length can be completed if full-fledged material as well as the stones, all these things are available. It can be completed in only 1 month. Yes, sir. This is the recent development. IRC 116/2018 is the Indian Road Congress code, under which this design and installation have been detailedly discussed as well as published. And coming to various advantages. When compared to the conventional system, already I have explained about the flexibility of the Gabriel system. These are all flexible and permeable in nature and environment and friendly nature, because concrete walls have usual problems with the carbon emissions and carbon footprint problem, and the carbon footprint can be reduced by using this type of flexible reinforced soil wall systems as well as Gabion fascia systems, and can tolerate to the large deformations without stress. In case of concrete retaining walls as well as conventional, somewhat differential settlements, and it can't be adjustable to these settlements. These are limited to the some heights only, because in bench wise only these need to be constructed. This type of flexible reinforced soil systems can be constructed from 50 meter to 100 meter. Skilled labor is required in terms of RCC walls when compared to the flexible retaining systems, and these are easy to construct, and unskilled labor only are enough at the site, and only with the normal guidance also they can construct. And this is very slow due to these additional requirements of curing. All these things will be required in case of reinforced cement concrete walls, whereas in terms of Gabion walls only the material is required and everything will be speed up, and large foundation pressures need to be required for the good foundation, and foundation preparations required will be very minimum in case of these reinforced soil walls. And responding to the seismic forces, these are highly flexible. Already I have explained due to the seismic events, if any huge damage will also be there, this can be addressed quickly while constructing also, whereas this type of concrete retaining walls entire it should be scrapped only. And the failure mode, as it is a rigid system, failure will be spontaneous. Because the flexible system, failure signs will be detected and it can be rectified based on the ongoing project as well as the due to the as well as the systems, if systems are supporting to us. Covering all these things, so many case studies are there to explain, and I have collected a few important of them covering most of the southern part of the India. And here, for under Southern Railway project, there is a huge slide failure besides this railway track under Southern Railway. It is at Paliyali in Kerala. Here, they have used this flexible and Gabion fascia system retaining walls only for supporting of this sliding failure of the in situ soil. And this is one of the prestigious projects which is the basic of McAfee also, as well as we learned a lot from this type of huge project. This is Sikkim Airport project. The main client is the Airport Authority of India, and this major project is construction of the new runway for Sikkim Airport, and the contractor is Punch Lloyd. Yeah. Major operation of this project requires the construction and before the construction, the topography in the Google map is like this, full of greenery as well as no evidence to investigate also. The output is required for the client is this way of a new construction of runway. Here some cutting operation and filling operation should be there considering the hill and valley side. Yeah. This is the view of the site before the construction. And here this entire cutting and filling should be done in this location. This is the basic scheme of cutting and reprofiling on the valley side, and runway should be there here. This is the formation level of the runway. This is the expected scheme. And for the uphill cutting, a Gabion toe wall has been suggested after removing this entire cut fill portion of balancing while taking the design into consideration of a proper and controllable this cutting and filling, and the slope protection erosion control measures are also suggested on the hillside. And at the valley side, for the drainage purpose, this is the drainage scheme of for cutting and toe wall at the valley side. And on the hillside, for the proper erosion control, this is an erosion control mat. This is bioengineering measure which have been suggested in order to not expose this type of valley hillside soil material to atmosphere, and it will take care of the greenery, and it is a bioengineering measure. This is the total height of the valley side wall of 72 meter, including the surcharge. And this consists of the hybrid system, which I have explained in the earlier slides, of the vertical wall fascia as well as the slope fascia system. And this is the some design output while doing the design for this project. And this is the total structure at one of the site location. And these are some photographs while installing the main reinforcement. And this is the fascia system. Behind this, the layer by layer reinforcement and less compaction of the filling has been going on at the site. And in between intervals, as this is the high structure and covering around covering more than 5 to 6 kilometers of this runway, as we need to take care of the proper drainage measures also. This Gabion 2 drains type of the material has been constructed at the site. This is also constructed with Gabion fascia only, as it is the porous structure. And this is the reinforced soil slope system with the green fascia, which I have shown in the earlier slides. And this is the photograph of while installing at the site. This is before installation, at the time of installation of the fascia system, that is green fascia. And after the achieving of the greenery or the slope, this is the picture. Yeah, this is the ultimate and the present exposing the fascia system at the site for the Sikkim Pekong Airport. Approximate height is 70 meter. Yeah. And this is one of the and prestigious project for Telangana under Yadagiri Gutta temple area. And the Yadagiri temple trust taken the help of the R&B, and R&B is the main client to take care of all the slope stabilization measures around the temple location. And main consultant are IIT Hyderabad, and contractor is Hotcrete. Yeah, it is well known and reputed, and yet to be developed as per the norms by Mr. K. Chandrasekhar Rao Garu, present Chief Minister of Telangana, and he initiated the renovation of the temple, and the final layout has been approved. And major renovation of temple has been taken care with a budget of 1800 crore. And this for this slope stabilization measure around the temple, there is some requirement of the slope stabilization measure. Under the same, they have requested so many executors as well as the builders in Telangana. He has taken a golden opportunity regarding the same and projected with some feasible solution there. It is nothing but this type of flexible Gabion fascia system for a stretch length of 250 meter in the location. And the entire solution system is such a way that reinforced soil structure along with some pedestals over the rocky strata has been supported with other dowel bars to take care of the sliding. And as well as it is not a simple site to construct at the site, because space restrictions are there for stabilizing the slope. It is a normal type of the supporting as well as retaining wall only for that temple, as well temple below the temple only. But what happened is there is so much space restriction at the bottom of the reinforced soil wall, and due to this excavation restriction is also there, as it is of bulk of rocky strata. We have taken a support of the dowel bars at the bottom along with the RCC pedestal in order to provide additional stability for the movements of the reinforced soil wall. And the total height of the wall is 30 meter, and now it has been extended up to 35 meter, and it has been stopped now. This is the location of the site where the stabilization of this slope is required at the site. Actually, as per the CM sir's visit, it should not be exposed like this, and whenever there will be a problem of this boulder will be detached and falling onto this road as well as infrastructure which we are observing at the site. To stabilize the same, here we are observing this Gabion fascia system. Around a 35 meter height wall has been constructed for a length of 215 meter, and the seismic zone it is of a normal earthquake zone 3 only. And the live traffic which we have considered the live loading is of 24 kilopascal over this reinforced soil wall. These are some photographs while constructing at the site. And this is the bed position over the rocky strata for creating a proper leveling bed. And this is the installation of the geogrid. This is primary reinforcement. Yeah. What happened during the I only involved while revision of this designs also. CM source visit has been done on February 2019, and whatever the berm widths which we have observing as per the for every 10 meters there will be proper berm of 2 to 3 meter like that. In the initial designs only 2 meter width will be there, was there. And after his visit and while construction is going on at the site, after his good feedback from him, he requested for a space of more than from 2 meter to 11 meter in between each bumps. And there are so many challenges while doing the same also, because so much excavation is required behind this wall which is going on at the which is constructing at the site. And in addition to the change also, there is a level change is also there. Till now there was a 30 meter wall is required. Now it has been increased to another 10 meter height. And these are all revised, and this is the ultimate and final section of the 40 meter wall. Till now it has been completed to 35 meter height, and the huge berm widths are from 11 meter and 8 meter, 8 meter. It has been gradually varying. Yeah. These are the some post construction photographs, and it has been completed till now up to this level of around 35 meter. Yeah. This is the completed structure. Coming to the gabion walls, another at in Kerala, as we all know that under Kerala, so many failures due to the flood situations. We are under the Kerala State Transportation Projects. There is a problem for the one site condition where it is under Trivandrum, where the in-situ RCC wall has been collapsed due to the deposited boulders. And due to the hillside, there's some dense forest and some valleys side only the river flow is there. They are not taken care of the proper measures and constructed normal masonry resin, rubble masonry wall. And proper loading condition has not been considered while designing of this rubble masonry wall. And this has been ultimately it has been failed out. Our observations, sir, we have found out that insufficient load carrying capacity has been considered while designing of RCC wall, and those have been again rectified. And while constructing with the gabion wall as well as the suggestion from our side, we have taken the proper surcharge load as well as the hillside slope load, as well as the any deep seated foundation failure will be expected. That all considerations we have taken into consideration. And an RCC base is also there, have suggested for the gabion wall, which will because there is a space restriction at the bottom of the gabion wall. And this is the ultimate scheme which was finalized for the project. And the entire masonry wall which was there has been removed, and this is the fascia system with the gabion wall. And till now, 15 monsoon seasons, after 15 monsoon seasons also, it is intact structure at the site, and there is no problem for the any dismantling as well as any collapsing till now. And another KSTP for Kerala only, another 3 meter high small wall has been provided as a waterfront structure. And this is another slope retention measure near Birahi, Uttarakhand, for hillside protection measures under NHAA. And this is another major project for from Kiratpur to Nerchok section with the flexible reinforced soil slope system. This is also a combination of hybrid system of vertical, this of gabion fascia as well as the reinforced soil slope system. Main objective is this is to improve the existing highway is the main objective of the NHAA, and NHAA is the 9 client. Consultant is the segmental consulting and infrastructure, and EPC contractor is IL&FS, and the travel time should be reduced. This is the main agenda for this project. And this is also similar to the runway project of Sikkim Bekong Airport, but this is prone to the ongoing traffic also. Somewhat challenges were there, that hillside and cutting should be there and valley side filling should be there here also. and some proper protection measures on the hillside is also required to take care of the site construction measures also. What happened on the hillside is higher heights of fills required the high retention heights, and also land constraints are there. I mean to say, at the basement of the hillside while excavating here, so much restriction at the bottom to take care of the proper and controlled cutting, and heavy rainfall zone, and it comes under the seismic zone 5. While cutting and doing the operations also, whatever it may happen at the site, we are not sure. That is a major challenge. And challenging working conditions is, in addition to this seismic as well as heavy rainfall, flash floods are there and cloud burst will be there, and the strata which we will observe while excavating is not unexpected, is not expected also. The type of strata they have been observing at the site while excavating. And in order to facilitate this development of the road, steep cuts need to be planned on the hillside, and excavated material only whichever has been excavated, not also any good fill material is there for the valley side. That material to be again refilled as well as need to be used as a scrap material only, and that should be used for the valley side filling only as a reinforced soil fill. And these are another dangers of a rock or any boulder detached from the surface of the cut due to the while excavating on the hillside is the major challenging. And at last they have gone with the balancing cut and fill, and that was successfully implemented. This is the entire scheme. Coming to the hillside, on the top, from the top portion, whatever may be the greenery we have been achieving while excavating, it will entire this image will not be like that. Entire this will be under the cutting portion, and after cutting this slope has been maintained gentle and with some erosion control measures have been provided. And for the hillside, wherever rock boulders are there, this type of nailing for cut slope stabilization has been provided. And this is the major project. This widening is the major concern for this project, and whatever we have taken into consideration of cutting, that has been filled in the valley side and with a proper fascia system, that is the reinforced soil wall system. And this is another design. There some space restriction is there, which I have already earlier discussed. This starting from the bottom itself, the pair link as well as geogrid layers have been increased. This is one type of the trapezoidal wall only we may confirm, which our colleague has earlier explained in one of the slides, the trapezoidal wall system. And this is one classification, and with the fascia system of the green fascia as well as the Gabion fascia system. And we have followed this BS standard code only, and under covering the FSWA standards also, entire design checks have been taken care into consideration. And seismic coefficient is already I have explained, this is a seismic zone 5, earthquake prone zone area, and 0.18 is the seismic argental coefficient which we have considered. And the maximum geogrids tensile strength which are implemented in this project at the bottom of the wall is 550, and coming to the top it is of 200 kilonewton is the minimum requirement. And vertical spacing we have achieved up to 2 meters spacing. And these are some photographs while constructing. This is a hybrid reinforced soil wall structure using the green fascia. And for on the hillside, which I have already explained, that detaching of the boulders were there. Some rockfall barriers have been used. This type of nettings as well as the barrier crash barriers have been used to take and collect this whatever maybe the detachable boulders are there. And proper maintenance have been taken care while constructing at the site. Still now it has been there, and proper maintenance is going on there. These are all experiences have led to the successful project of the hybrid reinforced soil structure in India. And these are all apt for the higher loading and poor ground conditions also. Any proper ground improvement also required below this type of reinforced soil structure. That geogrid itself can take care of the load distribution properly into the institution. And it be vulnerable for different climatic conditions, and it can support while constructing also. And considering all these matters, and these are all cost-effective solutions when compared to the RCC retaining walls. This is another project at Vizag, Shriram, Chennai. This is a slope stabilization with the Gabion fascia along with the nailing. Yeah. So thank you for your patience and but this is somewhat a new, might be new for you all, but this is the developing technology in outside the world as well as in India, and it's my great honor to share my ideas regarding the same. And any more queries, and it's open to all, sir.
Sir, we shall take few questions from the participants. The viewers from YouTube have placed the questions in chat box.
Okay, yeah. Yes, you may go ahead.
Yes, sir. I have placed the questions in chat box, sir.
Narendra, could you
Yes,
please
sir.
stop sharing your screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, I have displayed the questions in chat box, Zoom chat box. The first question is, sir, can we construct Gabion gravity walls for flood protection to reduce cost as compared?
Yeah, flood protection zones, we can construct this type of Gabion gravity walls. Not simple of the Gabion gravity wall is required. At the toe locations, majorly we need to take care of this type of erosion, because flood protection zone itself talks about the silting as well as the toe failure over the walls that need to be addressed. With proper launching apron, for that also specific types of Gabion walls will be there. That is the less thickness, for example of 0.17 to 0.23 to 0.3 meter thickness types of the Gabion mattress will be there, that we can term it as a mattress units only. It's known to market also, that is termed as mattress. It can be provided for huge lengths based on the considerations of the width of the river, and that can be constructed, taken care. First of all, launching apron should be there, and over that this gravity wall can be given as a support for this type of flood protection, flood affected zones, and it can withstand to that flood protection areas also, flood affected areas also. Because Kerala already have, which I have suggested, projected the case study. It's in every monsoon season it will be affected with this type of normal type of backwater also. In those conditions also, this type of Gabion walls only sustain.
Sir, second question. How can we find the
Yeah.
engineering properties of Gabion material as a bulk to be used in the analysis and design?
Yeah. Considering this, we might be having an small doubt that only the rock property whether we need to take into consideration in the Gabion. Actually, it is a combined system. I mean, one full Gabion box, if we fill with the stones, there will be 35 to 40% of the voids should be maintained. Based on that, the total unit weight should be normally done as per these soil properties, this taking into porosity into consideration of the effective unit weight, and the total weight of that one Gabion bulk unit will be 16.9 kilonewton per meter. Yeah.
Sir, the third question and the last question. When it
Yeah.
comes to bridge construction on lakes and
Yeah.
rivers, what technical analysis are involved to ensure stability of the columns and a frame based for construction to commence?
Can you repeat this once again?
Sir, when it comes to bridge construction on lakes and rivers,
Yeah.
what technical analysis are involved to ensure stability of the columns and a frame stability of and a frame base for construction to commence?
Okay, is it especially we are talking about the columns? That is nothing but piers or columns are the major bridge supporting structures will be there. And if we talk about the abutment protection, at this type of wing walls we will be observing below these bridges. For that abutment protection, these Gabion walls or else whatever may be the structure we will be supporting, not talking about only this type of walls, we should take care into the considerations of the first of all the as it is under the bridge, what is the velocity of the water which we need to take into consideration, and how much will be the high flood levels as well as low flood levels, which are gradually varying as per this climatic conditions, as per the recording of the data from the irrigation department is the major concerns. And especially below this anyway, whatever may be the river water or this type of lake areas also, this soil is not at all maybe up to some depth there will be CBR as well as the bearing capacity will be low. While taking into consideration these soil properties need to be firmly analyzed properly in terms of the bearing these shear parameters of the soil. And if any black cotton soil as well as this type of the plastics, this type of any soil which is clay in nature, especially we need to take care into consideration, especially this type of plasticity nature is must and should need to be checked, and the SPT test is must and should before going to construct any types of this superstructure, whether it is piers as well as abutment walls. Yeah.
I thank Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy
Minute.
Garu.
Yes, sir.
I have a question, Narendra.
Yes, sir.
So, simple question. So, whenever you take up
Okay, sir.
slope protection measure, so
Yes, sir.
is the durability you are designing?
Okay, sir.
So, how much durable that particular whatever solution you have been given to that particular slope protection? Generally.
Yes, sir. Generally, sir. Yeah. Sir, generally durability as well as when compared to the design life, sir, whatever may be the structure as well as solution we will be proposing, the practical life is nothing but durability as per our knowledge. And if we design for 60 years or 120 years, half of that life can be considered as the durability, and we can guarantee to the client as well as who is the major approving authority, we can guarantee them that this structure can be sustained for this much of years. For example, gabions are still now, the starting project is at Italy, Reno River. It is still now going on, and it is there is no damage to that river, and this type of developments are also not there. Simply that person has dumped that cages of gabions in that river, and till now it is sustainable only. And based on this, for the gabion as well as flexible structures, sir, around 100 years to 120 years will be the design life which we will be considering, and half of that majorly as per the practical situations as well as due to the whatever may be the quality of materials due to the ongoing projects. If we consider all those into aspect, half of that life can be guaranteed as the durability, sir.
Whether when you are designing such measures, clients,
Yes,
whether they will insist for this particular design life as one of the parameters?
yes,
or
sir. Yes, sir. It will be also one of the parameters, sir, in most of the projects, because, for example, the case history which I have projected of Sikkim Airport, it is not a small one. I mean to say, it should be there at least for maintenance period. Also, they should think about only after 10 to 15 years. That type of structures we should generally, as well as we should confidently provide this durability. Otherwise, it will not be approved, sir. That much huge structures also.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead now.
I thank Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu for spending his valuable time with us and giving us valuable information. You taking time out of your busy personal and professional schedules means the world to us. Thank you, sir. I would like to call our Professor O. Ishwar Reddy Garu, Head of the Civil Engineering Department and Faculty Advisor IJS SVC Student Chapter, to give concluding remarks of the event. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Narendra Kumar Reddy. So I'm happy that so after a long time I have seen you on this platform. So thank you very much. So for
Thank
the
you, sir.
lecture, and I appreciate your efforts, and I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir.
So I hope you will reach highest level of achievements in your company as well as in the industry. So
Yes, sir.
coming to the participants, thank you very much each and every participant for actively participating in the event. A 2-day national level workshop on geotechnical engineering practice, advanced technological advancements in geotechnical engineering practice with geosynthetics. So by industry experts, all are our alumni. So thank you very much. So totally 4 lectures have been delivered during this particular 2-day workshop. 2 lectures each day, one in the morning session, another one in the afternoon session. The first one is by Miss Padmaja, so from McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited. So then the second one is Mr. K. Dheeraj Kumar Reddy from TechFab India Limited, Hyderabad. And the third one is Mr. P.S. Harshit, so from McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited. And the fourth one, the last session, Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy, so from McAfee Environmental Solutions Private Limited. So all the lectures are focused majorly on the infrastructure projects. So where reinforced soil structures have been the focus with application of geosynthetics. How best? So we can use the commercial available geosynthetic material, so to stabilize the soil, so for the benefit of infrastructure projects, especially so pavements, so highways, okay, airports, and slope protection measures in the hilly regions. So the experiences, whatever they have experienced in the field, have been shared with the participants and with us. So it is incredible. So I appreciate each and every speaker for their efforts in preparing the PowerPoint and presenting in a beautiful manner, in a stepwise, with the help of case studies. So I appreciate all the speakers. I thank all the speakers for their contribution. So it will definitely inspire the young budding engineers, so my students and your juniors. So I hope each and every participant who have participated in this particular 2-day workshop on technological advancements in geotechnical engineering practice with geosynthetics will definitely choose this field as one of their career choices and pursue their career in geotechnical engineering, especially in geosynthetics. So geosynthetics has a lot of future. Still only 20% of the civil engineering community have idea how to use geosynthetics in all civil engineering projects, to my knowledge is concerned. So there is a lot of scope for the students to pursue their careers in applications of geosynthetics in civil engineering. Okay, so this will give you good future. So with this, I thank each and every participant and the organizing team, IGS SVEC student chapter, the student office bearers, and coordinator of this IGS SVEC student chapter, Mr. M. Tarun Kumar, and my colleagues, and other people, those who are directly or indirectly helped us in making this event a grand success. Thank you very much. Good luck. Thank you, Narendra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Vote of thanks.
Yeah.
As we have
Thank you,
come
thank
to
you.
end of this event, it is my pleasure to deliver vote of thanks on behalf of our IGS SV team to all who have helped to make us this event a magnificent success. And I wish to thank all the speakers of the event, Ms. Padmaja Garu, Mr. K. Dheeraj Kumar Reddy Garu, Mr. P.S. Ashit Garu, Mr. P. Narendra Kumar Reddy Garu, and also I would like to thank Principal of SVEC and our management, Dr. O. Ishwar Reddy Sir, Faculty Advisor of IGS SVC Student Chapter and HOD B Vice Chairman. Mr. M. Tarun Kumar Sir, Coordinator of IGS SVC Student Chapter, Office Barriers of IGS SVC Student Chapter, faculty and students of Civil Engineering SVEC, thanking everyone for participating in this event and helped to make this event successful. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.